For a 5 years old, what I do for living, I would explain it from a point of view of how I'm searching for something. Because typically a child in that particular age is interested in uh, different colors, uh, different eatables, and so they tend to have a very low attention span. Okay, so what I try to is that okay? Why? What is that okay? Is that okay? He has to search for how his areas of interest are being fulfilled, whether it is playing game or jumping from a bed or jumping on the bed or pulling certain colors, putting colors on the walls. So I do all those things, but I do it for myself and others. And what I do it for myself and others is something people like and they appreciate me. They clap, they smile, they also jump like me on the bed. They run along with me. Sometimes all of us will fall and we get dirty. Then we go and enjoy in the water and play. So that's the way I introduce myself. I think the biggest risk I took was shifting from fundamental engineering to computers. Uh, I would not say that okay, it was taken in a conscious way, in the sense like I did kind of a risk analysis or something, but it was taken as a leap of faith. I believe that okay, fine, I understand or I love computer very much, and my engineering knowledge would be useful. So you don't mind if I can give an example. I learned 7 semesters of design, okay, mechanical design. So in the mechanical design, let's assume that something which is easier to understand. Let's say talk about let's say refrigerator. A refrigerator will be not shown as a refrigerator, but it will be shown as let's say if I take a 165 liter refrigerator, it will be shown as 800 components which makes it, and it will be shown in so many layers. Okay, so it will be shown the compressor, the back end heating coils, the inside cooling cupboard, and then all the source component. Now, what it did is that engineering knowledge gives me insight into visualizing almost anything. Today, when I look at a problem, I'm able to visualize it in the same manner. And because I'm able to visualize it in the same manner, I'm able to see it much before anybody else can think about it. And that helps me putting the right kind of perspective and assimilation to the management, to the people in the sense how it's going to happen. So that's. I think there is no escape to learning. It doesn't matter what age you are. There is no escape to learning. And I read a lot. I have a lot of interest in various. I also travel and meet people whom I know, not unknown people, but meet people whom I know, and I tend to feel that I learn a lot from others also. I have also done roughly about 20 years of teaching, both in engineering colleges and MBA. And one important thing which I want to convey in the teaching is, in teaching you just don't learn subject, but you learn different aspect of people looking at them. So I used to teach at Wellington. Okay, I used to teach 3 different semesters in Wellington. So every year new students would come. You may be teaching the same thing, but their perspective is different. Number one. Number two, they know more than what the last group knew, so they would ask a different set of questions. Some of them are almost on the cutting edge. They may sound to be very young, but they have been exposed to far better life than many others, and so it puts you in kind of on the toes. You have to constantly go prepare yourself. You have to constantly ask yourself, am I doing enough? And you have to search for something new. So that chintan helps you in getting ready for that. Everything else can be taught. You can't teach attitude. Okay. So, and I learned it in a very young age. Uh, I was, when I joined as a junior engineer in Godrej, and my boss used to be a taskmaster, very jovial but taskmaster. But I had a habit of putting my hands always up, and there used to be initial period. There used to be a lot of mistakes which used to happen, and he would do is that he would point out those mistakes. And collectively, when we used to go and meet him, he would point out different thing of different set of people. One thing which I quickly learned is that he never likes pointing out the same error again. So that taught me that okay, if he has shown you something which is missing, ensure that you inculcated a habit that that will not happen again, and you'll do n number of times. So used to like dramatize the thing. I used to practice that again and again and again and again. So I ensure when I go there, I don't make that mistake. And my habit of putting my hands up would pull the things toward me. So he strongly believed that okay, this is a person who even at his age would keep secrets, would ensure that all those things are so. And I personally feel the same amount of inquisitiveness should be there in a student who is there. And the attitude should be not cocky, but should be such that okay, he's ready to learn. Should not have any inertia, and should not have fear. Anxiety is fine, but not fear. Okay. So if you have that, I have condoned a lot of candidates who did not come out with so-called technological thing, and they have gone and done a great thing in life.
Okay.
One of them is Anish Shah. I don't know whether you know Anish Shah. He is the president of Geo Communication. He used to be my mentee. When he came to me, he was more like a screwdriver technician or engineer, but extremely good in his job. And most of the people did not believe him. So he was told by somebody is that if you want to grow, then go to this particular person. He'll ensure that you grow in them. And that person did excellent job. So I'm told, I have not personally asked him this question. I am told that whenever somebody asks me, he is my mentor. One is openness, your ability to open up. Two is that when you conduct an interaction or engagement with people, as far as possible, do it on a peer-to-peer level. Don't do it on a boss to subordinate or any other mechanism. Do it on a peer-to-peer. So because people give you an opportunity. Third, when you want to solve a problem, first choose a problem solution in a utopian way. No restrictions at all. Okay. Then the moment people get a better idea that okay, utopian means we can do all this thing, then you start putting slowly various constraints, and then they are able to come out with a final solution. Last but not the least is that I love if the people have good mathematical understanding, because mathematics has a way of expressing which very few think has. In my opinion, multitasking is very important. Everybody must have an ability to do multitasking, but we should not become jack of all. We must have at least one or two subject matter or traits wherein we are expert. Because if you are not an expertise in a particular one or two trait, then as you grow in life, as you start becoming more journalist, what happens is that you have no control on any of the subject matter. So multitasking is great, good, but it's very important that we have to develop at least one or two expertise in that. And if you are able to see, I'll tell you where multitasking becomes important. Multitasking becomes important from a point of view that okay, your mind is agile. Okay, you are able to quickly able to reposition yourself. So like in my today's condition, I jump from one meeting to another, and many times I get a very small time to understand what is the context in which it is happening. Sometimes you do not have the full understanding of the context. But because you have done multitasking over a period of time, you are able to quickly able to put it into some model. And the issues, risk, and the solution which are associated with that model, you are able to apply to that particular situation. And then you are able to see that, okay, fine, are they fitting in? Does the people are able to react? And it gives them a different direction, which otherwise does not happen. So that's, but there is no escape for being knowledgeable in at least one or two subjects. If you are not knowledgeable in one or two subjects, frankly speaking, you can't do multitasking. And I'll give a simple example of cricket. A player who plays very well in a classical manner, so rules, is the one who can do well in Test cricket, can do well in one-day cricket, he can do well in T20. Those who are expertise or knowledgeable in only one of them may do well in one of them, but they are not able to do well in all of them, not able to do in all of them. So that's the thing. So it is important that you have to have base. Without base, you really can't do anything.